Hello and welcome. My name is Jakub Kapiszewski and you're watching World Talks on TVP World, straight from Katowice, where European Economic Congress is taking place. Very big economy-related conference where energy has always been a big topic, and there's a lot of going on in energy. That's why I'm joined in the studio by Jan Sechter, the Czech Deputy Minister for Industry and Trade. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Let's jump straight into the discussion. There's a lot of stuff going on in energy, as I've mentioned. We have an energy crisis in our hands. People are suffering at the pump to various degrees in various European countries. Now we have Lufthansa cancelling flights because of a reported shortages of jet fuel supply. My question for you would be, do you see this impact on ordinary people worsening?
It's hopefully for a short time is the situation very, very difficult, and not only in Europe or in Central Europe, but for example in Asia, but because this Strait of Hormuz is a transport and logistic way for chemical industry, not only for fuel and gas, but there was destroyed LNG infrastructure in Qatar for one big part of Asia. And this turbulences and unpredictability development on the markets is probably now short-term external influence for us here in Central Europe. But what we need to differentiate between these external shocks and this European self-made problems on energy market, on gas market, on over-regulation of nuclear energy for the future, including SMR, small reactors, small modular reactors.
So basically what you're saying is that the current energy crisis is compounded by some European... Okay, but let's get to that in a second. So due to this Lufthansa case and also due to the head of the International Aviation Transport Association saying that there's only 90 days left of jet fuel. Does the Czech Republic
we have very reliable investors, PKN Orlen in Czech Republic, 2 refineries, and additionally Slovnaft in the hands of state-owned MOL for Central Europe is on our market without so alarmistic signals. Jet fuel is enough, probably for our market, for our airports, but that means this is only our. Transcontinental flights are probably much more in difficult situation. But Orlen in a Czech name Unipetrol in Czech Republic is in permanent contact and with our government and personally with me, and there are no signals for emergency.
Are you scrambling for supplies to secure extra supplies, for example, when it comes to natural gas?
Natural gas, we tried to shift completely direction of deliveries from Russia after Russia invasion in Ukraine 2022, and we reserve our LNG capabilities in Netherlands, in Germany. We speak about LNG capacity in Poland, and what we need for the near future is to improve capability of pipelines between Poland, Netherlands and Germany towards Central European states. But we were the first in completely change this paradigm in oil. In early 90s, we built a completely new pipeline independent from Russia. Earlier than our first highway between Czech Republic and Germany, and now we tried this Družba, Příjazeň, or friendship pipeline. This name is now not really good for the situation. We will bring this pipeline between Terst, Adria and Odessa completely in new setup. There we need cooperation between all countries in our region, Visegrad countries. We need a cooperation with Poland, with investors, and this is a very good issue to be independent in oil. Is this completely new setup of družba?
Okay, so when it comes to natural gas, you say you are interested in securing LNG supply from the Polish side, right?
Yes, security means enough of transport ways, infrastructure. That means the capacity, long-term contracts, probably with United States and other countries. And you need a really good partner for this long-term tariffs in infrastructure. That means we need very deep discussion with our Polish partner to use in the future probably your infrastructure on Baltic.
Okay, so basically the country is not experiencing any shortages of diesel, jet fuel, and you do not foresee those happening in the near future. But what do we say when we say near future? What's the perspective like?
Near future in this crisis situation means a week or 2-3 months. Yes, and our government is now prepared this worst case scenario. It's typical in the hands of government regulation between refineries and
worst case scenario being
pumps, and probably worst case scenario being in this situation that oil will be big part of oil will be by Hormuz blocked for months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because every country has a strategic resources for 90 days. There's a European regulation between PK and Orlen, and our strategic reserves is very good communication. This is okay, but more than 2-3 months, this very difficult blockade situation on the sea can be bring all markets in the new level of nervosity.
So basically what you're saying, if this situation lasts for 3 months more, then we'll have a serious problem on our hands.
Exactly.
Okay. Prime Minister Andrej Babiš decried a lack of unified European response towards the energy crisis. This was a couple of weeks ago. Since then you've introduced some caps and margins in the refineries. So you went very late to the party when it comes to providing relief for customers, for ordinary citizens.
Yes, that means it was a reaction short before European summit about this energy crisis, and if we probably without communication with our neighborhood country make a radical change in tax policy for end user for oil for our cars, that means you bring in a movement not only or lorries on the highways, but people in border areas
so we're talking fuel
for tourism for oil,
fuel
and
tourism.
this is not necessary if we communicate it before. Probably more coordinate the situation, and there is less room for panic reaction if we communicate before on the government level in the European Union. And it was very good because 1 week after this message came from Cypriotic presidency in the European Council task, we bring all together in European Energy Council, all ministers, and it was very good discussion.
Okay. European Union proposed a package of some countermeasures for the current energy crisis today. I'm not sure, but I have this impression that it's not very substantial. There's actually not a lot European Union as an entity can do, because energy matters lie in the competences of the member states.
Exactly, there can be only a recommendation. What is more needed, that the European Commission is now working on this first problem. We spoke about it, this self-made intra-European Union problems on energy market. That means this predictability and emission allowances, this turbulence in prices for allowances future ETS for mobility and heating systems, very important for Poland and for Czech Republic, this central heating systems. What we need is predictability for the end user, for people, for mobility of people, but for investors. And therefore we need, for example, for gas in power plant, for in the future gas power plant that will replace traditionally coal power plant here on Śląsk in Silesia. We need predictability for investors, and we need completely reshuffle of European ETS market. It was proposal of our Prime Minister to bring it on our agenda, and European Commission is now worked.
Yeah, European Commission is set to announce like a revision project in June or in July.
Exactly, till
so
June.
as I understand, Czech Republic is pushing for a deep revision of ETS
Yes,
mechanism.
we need really market relevant reform in ETS.
Czech Republic is big on nuclear energy. You want to build a plant with South Koreans. My question is, would you see more European involvement in nuclear projects due to the skyrocketing prices of such projects?
Yes, exactly. Nuclear energy is stable sources and completed in near future, in 5 years probably, with these small modular reactors can be very, very important for future demand on electricity, for artificial intelligence, gigafactories, for data center, for our European market, investors attractive market. And therefore we need for electricity, especially for electricity, this reform of capacity, of sources of investment, and of is intra-European grid. They need robust investment in the future because the limitation for renewables, but the limitation for new sources like small modular reactors or for nuclear are the grids. This is very important because we have now different prices in Spain, in France,
That's
in
true.
Poland, because there is lack of interconnection in grid.
Are you proposing an energy union?
Energy union.
Yes or no?
Energy union is a label.
Okay.
I am for the step-by-step development of a robust energy market in European Union. At the end, we can bring this label on
Energy
that
union.
we have it. Yes.
Jan Sechter, Deputy Minister for Industry and Trade of the Czech Republic. Thank you very much for being
Thank
with
you
us.
very much. Dziękuję bardzo za zaproszenie.
Thank you very much. And you've been watching World Talks on TVP World, straight from Katowice. Stay tuned for more coverage from the European Economic Congress. My name is Jakub Kapiszewski.